So you're wondering if Evanston, Wyoming is the right place for you. You're kind of on the fence. You're like, I want to kind of move to a tax-free state. Evanston might be the right place for me. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down a little bit on moving to places that you don't know, where you're not familiar with. It can be a scary thing. It can be a daunting process. It can be a thing where you're not sure if you'll find friends, and it's scary. I remember for me, my story is I work for Smith's Food and Drug down in Utah. I was raised down there for a long time, and I got a promotion with Smith's, and they said, you're going to Evanston, Wyoming. And most people in Utah just know Evanston for the fireworks stores and getting alcohol and your lottery tickets, and that's it. I didn't even think there was houses here. And so I was planning on like living in a trailer in the parking lot. And so my mom first told me, when you move anywhere, rent for a year. Know that you're gonna like the area. I know it's against kind of what I do as a real estate agent, because I make money when I sell houses. But if it benefits you, it benefits me. Let's create that relationship. I'm not gonna lie to you and say stuff that I shouldn't, but I prefer to rent for a year. If you're really not sure, if you're really not comfortable with the new surroundings, if you're not sure you're gonna like it, sign a year lease and give it a shot for a year. If you hate it after a year, you're not locked into that mortgage for the next 30 years. And that year will give you a solid structure so you can explore the area, get out in the communities. And that's with everywhere. That's not with just Evanston, Wyoming. I recommend doing that everywhere. I personally did it here in Evanston, Wyoming, and I did it in Texas. So we moved to Texas for a year. I hated Houston. I hated all the people, not all the people, but I just hated the amounts of people around. So we rented for a year, and after a year, we didn't like it. We moved back to Evanston, Wyoming. And every day, me and my wife look at each other, and we're like, we're so glad we moved back. We love it here. We're around our friends and our family. If you're on the fence, I would really highly recommend renting for a year, seeing if you like it. And if you're not sure where to rent, ask your real estate agent. Give me a call. I have great sources on rentals and different Facebook market groups that you can join that will send you a ton of rentals, and there's still rental options here available in Evanston, Wyoming. So a little bit about Evanston. It's been here for as long as the earth has. It really boomed in the 1920s when the railroad came through, and it boomed again right in the 80s when the oil fields started going. So a lot of people are like, oh, you're from Wyoming. Is there even running water or electricity? Yeah, there's every comfort that you have, mostly from wherever you are. You might not have the amount of job opportunities. I've been asked by several people, so you live in Wyoming, do they ride horses to the grocery store or to the corner shop where you can get your bread and then you gotta go across town to get your meat? No, unfortunately, we do not ride horses very much anymore on the streets. Rarely you'll see it. But yeah, we do have grocery stores. We have a Smith's Food and Drug. We also have a Walmart Supercenter here in Evanston, Wyoming. So if you're wanting to get something to eat, you can. We also do have fast food restaurants. One of my favorite restaurants to go to has to be Ichiban. So Ichiban is a Japanese steakhouse where they do the whole flipping stuff, throwing the eggs in the air and the little volcano out of the onions. So great place to eat, very friendly atmosphere. If you're in town, definitely check out Ichiban. It's a great place to eat. Hey y'all, are you thinking about relocating to Evanston, Wyoming? My team and I have developed the ultimate relocation guide, and it's 100% free. Down in the description, let me know what you think. Have a great day. All right, let's jump into you dived in, you ended up coming and finding me, we found you a house to buy. What do you do for utilities? And what do you do, like transferring your driver's license, transferring your car, not just moving your stuff? You have all these extra stresses. So your car registration is done at the county building, and it's smack dab in the middle of town. You can't miss it. It's this giant government building. And there, if you go in there and you're behind two people, that's a busy day for them. It's a busy day. You don't have to take all day off work to get your car registered or your driver's license. And the driver's license you get right at the Highway Patrol building. It's right by the old Maverick on 89. And so as far as utilities, you might be like, well, who do I get in charge of my utilities? So out here, we do Rocky Mountain Power. They also service like Idaho and Utah and most of Wyoming. So they're a pretty large power group that we have here. For gas, if you're in city, for your gas bill, you're gonna go through Dominion Energy for your gas. If you live north of town or some parts of south of town, you're gonna have to go on propane. So for propane, we have two companies. We have Quality Propane or T7 Propane. That's the most common propane places out here. Internet, we do have Comcast, we do have Starlink. We have a local company here. It was NGL, they changed their name to LR Communications. So if you're more rural, you might have to use LR Communications or Starlink or a HughesNet or a satellite-based internet. But we do have internet out here. We are getting tons of people moving here that are starting to work from home now. I'm just working with a client from Washington, DC. They're an awesome couple that I'm working with right now on buying a new little cabin kind of off in the beaten woods, but they're still able to get internet here and be able to live comfortably without the taxes. All right, let's talk about making friends here in Evanston, Wyoming. So making friends in a small town is dynamically different than in the cities. It's kind of easy to make friends here. I've lived in some bigger cities. I've lived in Salt Lake and I lived in Houston for a while. And there it was a little bit harder, but here it's super easy. The community's super close knit. There's always activities for you to do, volunteer groups you can support in, and I recommend going to the gym. I love going to the gym. Great place to meet people, either at the rec center or like 7K Fitness or even Flex Fitness or Intentional Fitness. This town is littered with a bunch of different gyms and they all have their unique quirks and personalities and different people that go to them. So I always recommend people, if you're trying to make new friends, go check out the fitness centers or even talk to your real estate agent. I know when you first move to a new town, that's your only friend. So let me know if you guys are thinking about buying a house or moving here even to Evanston, Wyoming. I'd love to help you guys out. I help people from all over the country move and relocate to Evanston, Wyoming. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to message me below and check out my relocation guide below. You guys have a wonderful week and have a good one.